Impeccable as you'd expect. The mosaic in the cop end towards the right-hand side had the eternal flame. And the number's 97. The Arsenal supporters absolutely first class. Brilliant beyond Dublin.
Wow, that was incredible. I mean, it was like the stadium was empty. You know, if it was pitch black in here, I wouldn't have expected anybody to be in here. It was just well done to everybody in the stadium for that level of respect.
34th anniversary, the advertising hoardings said never forgotten. Both sets of players are wearing black armbands as a mark of respect. If you remember back to 1989, 41 days after the tragedy at Hillsborough, Arsenal were then the opponents in that title decider. They carried floral tributes that night. They've made their own tributes ahead of this game here today, and Liverpool have made a point of highlighting that their support is appreciated now as it was then. Liverpool are all in red. We've given you the two teams. They're playing from right to left, so they're defending the cop end in this first half. Arsenal are in their change strip. The all dark jerseys, as Zinchenko takes the free kick in a central position out towards Martinelli. Martinelli cuts into the penalty area down by the byline, overruns it, manages to get it actually into the 6-yard area, comes out to Xhaka down into the ground, and Arsenal get a corner. We welcome listeners to the BBC World Service. Always a pleasure to have your company. We're only 60 seconds in here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Arsenal are attacking the cop end. They're playing from left to right. And that was certainly a very good start from Martinelli, who goes over towards that far side to take the corner kick. As Alisson, in his lavender goalkeeping outfit, marshals his defence. Martinelli bides his time. In comes that in-swinging corner, and it will be cleared away by Curtis Jones. So the break is on. Alexander-Arnold looks for a searching diagonal ball. Salah is away on the right-hand side. He'll keep the ball in play. Level with the Arsenal penalty area. Arsenal quickly back in numbers. Salah tries to get into the penalty box, but Arsenal, with a combination of Martinelli, Xhaka and Zinchenko, get the ball out of play for a throw. Ferocious pace, Dion.
Yeah, good start. Zinchenko at one end, getting Martinelli one-on-one with Trent Alexander, and then Mo Salah's one-on-one as well. So yeah, both teams going for this one. 1 and 2 touch, no dallying on the ball, get the ball moving.
Here is Robertson back with Van Dijk, pursued by Ødegaard, who goes all the way back to Alisson, who just waits and then passes it out towards Robertson on this near side. And then Jones goes further back to his own goalkeeper. Of course, in previous years, Liverpool have been the side who've been jostling and setting the high standards with Manchester City at the top of the table. They really have fallen away this year, but at home is certainly provided a little bit of comfort when you consider that 30 of their 43 points have come here at Anfield. For Arsenal, they have the best away record in the Premier League, but this will be a real test of their title credentials, especially given the fact that it's a ground where they have struggled in recent years. Mikel Arteta will know all about that. The Arsenal fans know all about the history. 2012 was their last success. If they could get the 3 points here today, they would go back 8 points clear of Manchester City, who they meet in 2.5 weeks' time. There's Ødegaard, chased by Jones, back to Holding, passes the ball out to Gabriel. Jesus drops a little bit deeper, runs forward on that far side, the left in front of the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand as Jurgen Klopp down below, looking for what would be a 100th league win at Anfield, to join Tom Watson, Billy Shankly and Bob Paisley. Actually, this morning spent my time counting how many league wins Kenny Dalglish had in front of that Sir Kenny Dalglish stand. That's why I told that story. I was surprised he wasn't necessarily on that list, given the wonderful side that he had of a Peter Beardsley, a John Aldridge and a John Barnes and an Ian Rush and everybody else. But only 90 I managed to count up. So that's what Jurgen Klopp is looking for. A century of league wins here at Anfield. As Jota running forward. Jota just stumbles a little bit, and White sees it back to Ramsdale. Wynn got hold of that one. That clearance from Ramsdale, the England international, was picked up, and then Fabinho takes the ball all the way back to Alisson. But it's been a good start, Dion.
It is, yeah. It's pretty hectic in that midfield. There's no space at all for players to turn and play a pass forward. Defensively, both sides have been very organised, but I can just see by the body language of the players that they're all on it and they all want the ball. And Salah's wide right and Gakpo's all over the place.
I know we've been obviously spending a lot of time in Augusta, and we know all about the atrocious weather that they've encountered there in the States. Yesterday felt like spring, but today it feels like we've taken a step back towards autumn, with the grey skies and the wind swirling around. Jones waits for the ball to settle on the edge of the area from the knockdown header by Salah. Comes back to Alexander-Arnold, chips the ball out towards Gakpo, left-hand side. Gakpo now left corner of the area, goes for a curler, right-footed, over the top, goal kick. But the wind feels like a factor here. That Ramsdale clearance, it seemed to move a little bit, very blowy.
Yeah, absolutely, and even that ball from Trent Alexander there from the centre of the pitch to his left winger, sort of held up in the wind, and it sort of came back towards Jota. The wind's playing its part. Get the ball on the grass, play it to feet.
Ramsdale clears that one downfield. Van Dijk is underneath it. He heads it away. Headed infield then by Jota. Finds Jones. Lays it off to Gakpo. Running infield now. Challenge comes in on Gakpo from Partey. The referee Paul Tierney plays the advantage. Alexander-Arnold now midway through the Arsenal half to Salah just in from the touchline right-hand side. Henderson's going to go on the overlap. Salah though waits, doesn't use Henderson. Passes the ball back to Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool all in red, 0-0, right to left they're playing at the moment. Henderson now level with the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold inside to Fabinho. Fabinho leaves it for Alexander-Arnold, and now Jota comes central. That ball goes astray. Zinchenko almost cut out by Jota. White now can run forward. 23 points is what Arsenal require to win their first title since 2004. If you include this, they'll have 3 more league games before they play Manchester City in 2.5 weeks' time. Manchester City, because of their FA Cup semi-final against Sheffield United, will only play 1 more occasion in the Premier League. So psychologically, Arsenal could have as much as an 11-point gap maybe going into that game. Saka inside to Ødegaard, the return ball, it breaks here towards Martinelli, and Martinelli has poked the ball in, and Arsenal take the lead inside 8 minutes. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1. What a start that is for Mikel Arteta's side.
That's just pace, that's just direct football. Jesus is in a great goal-scoring position. Saka's in a goal-scoring position. Xhaka's making the edge of the box. Martinelli's the one that gets the touch. But they all want to score. They are all so positive. There was about 5 black Arsenal shirts in the box, all wanting to get on the end of it. Great ball from Ben White into Saka. Off the line, Saka did the rest. Put Martinelli in. Wow, what a start from Arsenal.
Well, it was Saka who picked it up. He ran inside as well, and it was Martinelli. Just wondering as well if it was the last touch, whether it maybe did it come off Robertson?
I don't think it did, you know. I think Martinelli may have got a toe. I think Martinelli just got a toe.
He just poked it in, didn't he?
Yeah, Robertson was just coming over just to clear with his right foot, and Martinelli just had the right stride pattern. He's about 2 yards away from Alisson, and he just poked it past him. Alisson wasn't expecting it.
14 goals this season. It's his best return in his career, and it is Arsenal who get the all-important breakthrough so early on with what was essentially, I was going to say their first attack, but in fact Martinelli had that little foray into the left-hand side of the penalty area inside the opening 60 seconds. But all of a sudden, this now becomes a test for Liverpool, bearing in mind of their recent run.
Both teams have started well though. Liverpool have started well. as well. Bit of play down that right hand side with Mo Salah. Henderson helping him out, trying to get some decent ball in the box. Gakpo's had a shot from distance, but again another effort. So Arsenal just breaking so quickly. What they do so well is when they're out of possession, they get the ball back so quickly.
It's the first goal that Liverpool have conceded in the league in 2023, albeit they'd only played 4 games before today. And it's also the first goal that they've conceded in the Premier League then, by my calculations, in just over 7.5 hours of football. 7 hours and 34 minutes to be precise, since Dewsbury Hall scored for Leicester City. Arsenal lead. What a massive goal it is in the Premier League. What's the latest at Augusta? John Murray.
Well, the third round to and fro continues here. Koepka's lead is now back down to 2 shots over Jon Rahm. Koepka 3-putt at the 17th, his first 3-putt of the week. So Koepka 11 under, Jon Rahm 9 under, and Victor Hovland is right in there now, just 3 shots off the lead. He's in after a third round 70 on 8 under par, and Koepka and Rahm are playing the 18th.
Thanks, John. The end of that third round, you can hear commentary on Sports Extra. Then we've got the swimming on Sports Extra from 6 till 7. But the final round coverage will start on Sports Extra at 7. And then Mark Chapman, Ian Carter, John and the rest of the team from 8 o'clock. Coverage of the final round then on 5 Live from 8 o'clock all the way through it until its conclusion. So Koepka has a narrow lead. Arsenal are looking to extend their lead back to 8 points after Manchester City's handsome win at Southampton yesterday. The Arsenal supporters are making all the noise in the Anfield Road end. Saka. Last week against Leeds United, they didn't play well in the first half. Then they settled into their normal groove in the second period. Here, that goal has done wonders for their confidence. As Zinchenko out to Martinelli. Martinelli coming forward now again into the penalty area. Back to Zinchenko. Alisson makes the save. Hit it first time, left-footed edge of the area. Alisson moving away to his left, turns it behind for a corner.
Yeah, down that left-hand side, Arsenal looking very good. Martinelli, Xhaka is backing him up as well, and Zinchenko in that midfield. On the team sheet, he's playing left-back, but in real life, he's playing in the centre of the park, dictating the play for Arsenal.
Certainly they're not sitting back. You can feel the frustration already from the Liverpool supporters around us here at Anfield. Arsenal lead by 1-0. 5 Live, the World Service. We're also live on the BBC Sounds app. Saka waits to take the corner on the near side. It's an in-swinger. Dropped it, Alisson. Again, that was the wind. That was the wind. I could see it move on this near side, and it was a very awkward one for the Liverpool keeper to collect. Offside. That wind is going to become an increasing factor. If it isn't already.
Yeah, I think Alisson actually thought that was going to drop into his hands, but it sort of faded away on the wind and sort of stopped and moved and wobbled and hovered about, and he wasn't quite sure where it was going to land and just patted it down, luckily, to his own defender. I think it might have been Trent Alexander that just hooked that away.
Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 30 in the Premier League when they've scored first. They've won 28 and they've drawn 2. And that's going all the way back to January 2022 when they lost to Manchester City. They are a side that is in terrific form, actually 18 points better off than they were at the same stage last season, leading by 1-0 as Konate comes across. No foul on Martinelli, says referee Paul Tierney. That wind picks up once again as we sit high up here in the main stand at Anfield. Robertson closed down by Saka. Saka tries to get the better of Robertson. He's adjudged to have fouled Robertson. It'll be a free kick to Liverpool. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, it's clear to see now. You know, most managers will copy other managers. Pep Guardiola started it with, well, the first time I've seen it was Stones going in midfield. Zinchenko's been doing it for Arsenal all season. Trent Alexander's doing it for Liverpool today. But Martinelli is staying in that left wing spot that Trent is leaving. So he's always on, and they're always looking for him.
I was here early in the season. Trossard on that occasion was still playing for Brighton, and he did exactly the same, and he scored a hat-trick that day, did Trossard, because he knew that Alexander-Arnold would vacate that area, and Brighton deliberately left Trossard high up the pitch on the left-hand side, and boy did he prosper. Holding heads the ball away, helped out by Xhaka, back to Holding, clears downfield. And now it's with Van Dijk. The Liverpool crowd are urging Liverpool to go forward. Konate to Salah. Henderson bombs forward. Salah waits. He now finds the England international, but he's coming back from an offside position. And therefore it'll be a free kick to Arsenal. A quarter of an hour played, and Arsenal are leading by a goal to nil. And it's Martinelli's goal that is the difference in these early stages. You
can see the organisation. Xhaka and Zinchenko and Odegaard, they're all pointing at each other, and their body language is very much, take it easy, let's do this, let's do that. They're very much on the same page, all these Arsenal players.
Here is Robertson, goes back to Alisson. Odegaard looks to close him down. The Liverpool keeper clears to Salah. Nice control by Salah, hits it forward, just a little bit too far ahead of a flat-footed Gakpo, and cleared away by Ramsdale. Let's get an update from the Women's Super League. Dave Woods.
52 minutes played. Leeds 12, York Valkyrie 24. Scrum half Liv Gale, the York scrum half, angled run through the Leeds defence. Tara Jane Stanley has landed her 4th conversion out of 4, and last year's League Leaders Shield winners are making a statement here. Leeds 12, York 24.
Remember, in the US Masters, Brooks Koepka has a 2-shot advantage as they play the final hole in that 3rd round. You can hear commentary of that on Sports Extra. 11 under, Rahm 9 under, as that eventually comes to a conclusion, the 3rd round, as now it's with Ramsdale, all in yellow, away towards our left. Out it goes to Jesus. Martinelli has gone central. Alexander-Arnold to Konate, volleyed away on the halfway line. It's picked back up by Zinchenko and Xhaka. They're playing with confidence though, Arsenal, Dion.
Yeah, they are, and everything's going into those players I've mentioned. White and Holding, Gabriel splitting that back three, Zinchenko popping into the midfield and creating.
Saka stays wide right, gets the ball and now comes in field, right side of the penalty area. It's an in-swinger, arriving at the far post was Jesus, and he couldn't keep it down. It came at him very, very quickly, and the angle was extremely tight, but it was another moment where Arsenal, of course, real consternation for Liverpool.
It's quite clear to see that we all expect Saka to get on the ball and cause havoc, but we all know now that Saka's going to get doubled up, and he is every time he gets the ball. So they're going to Martinelli at the far post, Jesus at the far post, anything in and around Trent Alexander. That's what they're targeting, Arsenal.
Noticing as well as how Saka was staying so far out wide on this near side that the back line for Liverpool at that point was quite narrow. Here is Henderson to Salah. Liverpool trail by a goal to nil. Been so good in Anfield. As, only Leeds United have won here this season, back on their home turf since the dismantling of Manchester United. That early goal for Martinelli has helped settle any nerves, I'm sure, in the Arsenal travelling contingent, who are continuing to make the noise in the Anfield Road end. No foul, says the referee Paul Tierney. Gabriel on Jota. Partey out to Zinchenko. Ball inside. Jesus picks it up, runs forward, taken away off his toes by Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool haven't really caused Arsenal too many concerns in that final third as yet.
No, they haven't, because they're finding it hard to get to the final third at this present time, because when Arsenal give the ball away, I can see those black shirts just pushing forward towards that back four of Arsenal, of Liverpool, just ready to squeeze. So Liverpool lift their head and there's nowhere to pass the ball because their teammates marked.
So just thinking about it, when I was counting how many games Kenny Dalglish's won at home today, you were out at West Kirkby at the Marine Lake. Where was my invite?
Oh, did you not get it? Oh, sorry.
Here is Saka. Saka with a cross, headed away by Van Dijk. I'd have more than happy have left a stats book at home.
I did fax it over to you.
Here is Salah running forward. Salah cutting in now off that right touchline, rolls it in, easily cut out by Gabriel. Xhaka feeds the ball forward. Odegaard runs in front of Jota, and then he passes the ball back to White. Infield to Holding. His forward ball to Zinchenko, playing as in a central area there. Almost got away with it. Now they've lost the ball of Arsenal. But the frustration from the Liverpool support is clear for all to see. Now it's with Robertson. Robertson's pulled it wide. Ball chipped into the inside left channel of the penalty area. Robertson left-footed drags it wide. Best chance that Liverpool have created by far 20 minutes in.
Robertson's got to score. It's a lovely ball from Fabinho. He's in the centre of the pitch. He's in the centre of Arsenal's half. He just chips it to the left corner of the 18-yard box. Robertson takes it on lovely first touch. He sets it on his left foot. I'm thinking, here we go. He's going to strike this nice and crisply into the far post, and he just pulls it. He pulls it about a yard wide of the far post with that left foot. It's a bit of a wand. I'm expecting the ball to nestle.
Ramsdale has gone down. He's getting some treatment. Whether he's got something in his eye, could be a
contact lens, maybe.
Lens. Mikel Arteta is taking full advantage of this break in play. He's called every outfield player around him like a huddle down in there in the technical area. Jurgen Klopp likewise to a lot of the Liverpool players as they're taking on liquid refreshment, bearing in mind that Mikel Arteta, you remember that Amazon documentary that they did, he once trained at London Colney, didn't he, with the speakers blaring out, "You'll never walk alone." He'll take every opportunity to get his message across, with his side leading by 1-0 as the Liverpool supporters try and play their part here at Anfield. Ramsdale looks okay to continue. You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live, and Ramsdale is ready to take the goal kick, and play will resume. Liverpool are ready to press if they take it short. Holding and Gabriel have gone to the right and left respectively of Ramsdale, inside either side of the 6-yard box. They're taking no chances. They're going to go long. Play resumes. Goal kick struck downfield by Ramsdale, comes off the head of Fabinho. Gakpo's little touch inside, try to tickle into the path of Jones. Partey breaks it up for Arsenal, out towards Saka on this near side, the right. Martinelli drifts out towards the left, still on this right hand side. Dark shirts rippling in the breeze as the ball is played forward by Partey. One bounce and it's through towards Alisson. Let's get another update from the US Masters. John Murray.
Well, this weather-disrupted marathon third round is finally over, and Brooks Koepka has a 2-shot lead over Jon Rahm at the end of it. They both had tickly putts on the 18th, but both made them. So Koepka 11 under, Rahm 9 under, and Hovland 8 under. And the fourth round will will begin in about 40 minutes' time from now.
And coverage on Sports Extra, and then from 5 Live at 8 o'clock tonight, it'll be on 5 Live. 1-0 to Arsenal, midway through the first half. BBC Radio 5 Live, the World Service, and BBC Sounds. Saka, right corner of the penalty area, infield towards White. His ball intercepted by Jota. White makes the challenge. He's caught Jota. It'll be a free kick. And it might well be a yellow card here. Indeed it is for Ben White. First yellow card of the afternoon goes to the England international.
Yeah, I'm looking at this one. My first impressions are I can't see anything wrong with the tackle at all. Maybe I'm talking about old school tackling, because he's taken the ball nice and clearly, but he has followed through and caught Jota. And what he's done, I think he's shown the sort of scissor motion as well, the referee. So he's not happy with it. Yellow card for Ben White.
Paul Tierney, it's his 25th game in the Premier League. His record 82 yellows and 2 reds as Konate comes under pressure from Martinelli, and one of those reds was actually Darwin Núñez when he was sent off against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, by the way, whose supporters will be travelling back to South London, absolutely buoyant after a 5-1 victory at Ellen Road. That takes them to 33 points. What an impact that Roy Hodgson has made since his reappointment, and you would have to think that now discounts Crystal Palace in that relegation picture, as Jesus chests the ball off towards Saka. Roy Hodgson won't necessarily see it like that. When you think the benchmark is normally 36, then Palace are almost there. Curtis Jones, meanwhile, game that affects the top of the table, rolls it out towards Salah, switches play with a high ball out towards this near side, the Liverpool left. Gakpo tries to outrun White. White holds him up, helped out by Jesus. Gakpo inside. Arsenal working so hard, win the ball against Fabinho. Now it's with Xhaka. Henderson makes the challenge. Alexander-Arnold comes forward. Alexander-Arnold into the penalty area. Holding did ever so well. Under pressure from Jota behind him, glanced the ball away and touched it behind for a corner kick. 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, good play that. Lovely little ball in as well towards the far post. Gakpo's there, Jota's there. But Arsenal stand firm. Two big centre halves making sure that ball goes out for a corner.
Corner kick to Liverpool. Gakpo to take it. Curtis Jones is not required. This is going to go into the penalty area now, right-footed, headed away by Holding. Salah lifts the ball back towards the far post. White gets his head on it. Henderson's downward header hasn't been dealt with. Cleared away now by Xhaka inside the penalty area. Jones on the edge of the penalty area, out towards Gakpo. In goes the cross once again. Konate is there. Aerial challenge. Ødegaard can't properly get the ball away. And now it drops to the feet of Jesus. Martinelli's making the run. Jesus tries to find him. Alisson's out of his penalty area. Lovely first touch from Alisson. Hit it first time on the volley. Just a cushioned ball off his right foot out towards this right hand side. Great vision though by Jesus. Great game.
Yeah, they're always looking for that left wing spot. Arsenal, anything over there they seem to be in. Alisson, great position right in the middle of his own half, miles out of his own goal, and just plays it nice and safely on the volley.
Said before about first goal that Liverpool have conceded at Anfield in the Premier League in just over 7.5 hours. The Arsenal supporters know all about their record here. They haven't scored actually in their last 3 visits to Anfield, so that has changed. Here is Jones back with Van Dijk. Ball then goes back with Robertson to Alisson. Konate, corner of his own area. Alexander-Arnold's in the central area at the minute. It was his ball back to Alisson, who's going to hit the ball long. He slips after striking it right-footed. Headed on by Henderson. Gakpo's going to get there on this near side, the left. Closed down by Holding. Infield towards Henderson. Henderson holds onto the ball, waits for the support to arrive in the shape of Robertson. Now with Curtis Jones. Feeds the ball left-hand side to Robertson with a cutback edge of the area. And there was Xhaka. Saka loses the ball. Breaks forward to Fabinho. Fabinho lifts it to the edge of the area. Holding's header away. Martinelli challenged by Alexander-Arnold. And there was a foul there. Referee thought about the advantage. He was tugged back, Martinelli, who I think only raced clear once the referee's whistle had blown. It'll be a free kick to Arsenal. 27 minutes played, Arsenal are ahead.
Yes, it's the first time I've seen Fabinho and Henderson really sort of having any time on the ball whatsoever. Trent Alexander in that midfield spec. It will work when you're in control of the game, but when you're not, it could be dangerous.
Martinelli races forward, left-hand side. Martinelli sends over the cross. Jesus with a header! Arsenal have a second! Gabriel Jesus increases Arsenal's lead! What a goal that is now! They have valuable breathing space here now. 2-goal cushion. And we all know about Gabriel Jesus and his record. He's never appeared on the losing side in the Premier League when he scored. And it's 2-0 to the league leaders.
I can't believe he's got a free header 6 yards out, and I think Van Dijk is the only man in there with the only striker. It's a lovely ball out. It's over Trent's head. I think it's a little ball. I think it's in behind Trent. Yes, it is. Martinelli is onside. He's now one-on-one with Konate down the left-hand side. He looks up. Jesus is in between Van Dijk and Robertson. Van Dijk doesn't open his shoulders out. What I mean by that, he's got to look over his shoulders. Where is the forward? Where is he? Robertson's got to talk to him. Jesus is in between 2 red shirts. The ball falls between the 2 red shirts, and Jesus has a easy header. Robertson's too late getting there. Van Dijk doesn't even know he's there.
Gabriel Jesus, when he scored in the Premier League, now that's in the previous 52 games, won 49 and drawn 3. I think many an Arsenal supporter would have taken a point ahead of kick-off. Now they're leading by 2-0 inside half an hour. They'll want all 3. And the Liverpool inquest has started at the way that goal was conceded. And Arsenal all of a sudden, we said it was a test for their title credentials, and they're leading by 2-0, and we're not even a third of the way through.
No. I think Arsenal are giving Liverpool the respect they are due here at Anfield, but there's no fear at all. Arsenal have come here to play their own game, and they are executing the game perfectly.
Henderson having a go at Van Dijk. Jurgen Klopp called over Robertson as soon as the second goal was conceded. Half an hour played now at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 2. Jesus and Martinelli. Here is White to Saka. Pushing the back by Robertson on Saka. Maybe an element of frustration there from Robertson, and he's taking it out on Saka. Yeah,
the thing is though, if you're going to play that way and you're going to allow one of your fullbacks to go into midfield, i.e. Trent for Liverpool today, Konate on the right, Robson on the left, and Van Dijk in the middle, you're going to have the quality to beat the press and get it to that spare midfield player, which is Trent Alexander. At the moment, they're not beating the press, Liverpool, because Arsenal's press is 5-6 black shirts squeezing all together, organised.
Holding hits the ball forward. That'll go all the way through to Alisson. Alisson clears it downfield towards Salah. Salah running forward now. Right corner of the area, can't thread it through. That was Gabriel. Solid defending by Gabriel, who releases Martinelli. And Martinelli's got Jesus going ahead of him. He takes Van Dijk with him over on that far side. Oh, that was cynical. Scythe down. That'll be a certain yellow card from Van Dijk. He knew that he was beaten for pace by Jesus, and he just chopped his legs away from him.
Yeah, clever that from Jesus. He's going towards the touchline down the left-hand side for Arsenal. Van Dijk may have got a toe on it, but it's definitely a free kick on that left-hand side. Jesus, great little play that is. Waiting for Van Dijk to come, then moving it, and Van Dijk just can't move his feet quick enough.
Arsenal have a front three of Jesus, Martinelli and Saka to terrorise any defence, just like Liverpool used to have when you used to have Mane, Firmino and Salah. The Arsenal supporters, now you're going to believe it, 2-0 they lead. Free kick over on that far side as well. Clutch of Arsenal players, five of them wait just inside the penalty area. Free kick to Arsenal. Ødegaard to take it, left hand side. Fisted away by Alisson. Liverpool supporters not happy that he didn't go to catch that. Again, I think that was down to this swirling wind. Alisson's livid with the assistant referee on this near side. Ball with Jesus. Back now with Alexander-Arnold. Digs it out first time. Gabriel is there though on the halfway line. They've looked very compact as a defensive unit today of Arsenal. Martinelli. His ball was towards Saka, but he's hooked it and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. Dion Dublin.
It's incredible the understanding there. I mean, Saka was in, but Martinelli got the pass wrong, the crossfield pass. It went out for a goal kick, but the understanding between all the players. Saka raised his hand. Xhaka said, "Don't worry about it." They are all together. They're in harmony. Arsenal.
Ball given away. Henderson finds Salah. Salah inside the penalty area. Salah's put it wide. Ramsdale closed down the angle and he couldn't lift it over the England international, and it went wide by at least a good foot, maybe even further than that.
Yeah, he gets it wrong. Henderson intercepts and he just puts the ball in. He's onside. Look at the replay. Salah's one-on-one on the angle, tries to go with his left foot with a little dink, but he gets it wrong. It's the wrong side of his foot. Tries to dink it and he dinks it about 5 yards wide. That's not a Salah finish. He was under some pressure though.
Gabriel is now sitting down inside the 6-yard area and getting treatment, so there's going to be another stoppage in play. 34 minutes played here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 2. Let's get another update from Headingley with Dave Woods.
11 minutes to go. It's Leeds 12, York Valkyrie 28. The outstanding Tara Jane Stanley, the York full-back, with a real pacey finish in at the corner. She's been smashed 3 times by the Leeds centre and her England teammate Caitlin Beavers, but I think she might just have had the last laugh there. It's Leeds women 12, York Valkyrie 28. 10 minutes to play now.
Cheers, Dave. Play yet to resume. Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 5, a result in the Premier League. I didn't mention this scoreline that I don't think Ricky Ross of Deacon Blue would ever speak to me again, but Dundee United 2, Hibs 1. Vital win for bottom of the table Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership. They're within 2 points of Ross County after that win at Tannadice. We've got the coverage to come from the final round at 8 o'clock on 5 Live. Tomorrow on Easter Monday we go around the grounds of the Football League at 2:30, and then it's the Champions League on Tuesday. Manchester City against Bayern, a quarter-final first leg at the Etihad. Wednesday, Real Madrid, Chelsea, the Bernabeu. Then Old Trafford on Thursday for the Europa League quarter-final first leg. Manchester United against Sevilla. Next weekend, it's the Grand National. Live on BBC Radio 5 Live. Certainly Liverpool have a hurdle to climb here, 2-0 down.
Yes, I think more than one at the moment.
Ball played forward by Saka to Martinelli. Play back underway. Arsenal lead by 2-0. Under 10 minutes to go to half-time. Nicely played on the right. Saka slips back to his feet. Out of play it goes for a throw. Down by the corner flag. You might actually hear the wind on the effects mic. It's getting a right old buffeting in our lofty position here at Anfield. And talking of lofty positions, Arsenal looking to go 8 points clear. They're also looking to do something that actually hasn't happened. It's only happened once in their entire history, and it was back in 1903. They've scored 3 in their 5 successive league games before today. It's only happened in 6 successive matches in the old second tier under Harry Bradshaw. But this free-scoring Arsenal side, at the unlikeliest places given their record, are looking to try and match that record as they are 2-0 up with 9 minutes to go to the break.
Yeah, doing everything right at the moment. They're in their sort of right wing position, Arsenal right next to the corner flag, and it's been there for a good couple of minutes, and Saka and Ben White and Jesus have been playing triangles, and Robertson and Salah are getting very frustrated, and now got a free kick in a very dangerous area.
Deserved 2-0 lead for Arsenal, just awarded a free kick, not too far away from the corner flag in front of the Kop end, playing from left to right. Saka has White on the right corner of the area. Ødegaard not too far away from him as a potential option. Liverpool have every red shirt back inside their own penalty area. That option has just been thwarted by the presence of Salah, so instead it's curled into that crowded 6-yard box, headed further away by Alexander-Arnold, only as far as Martinelli, hence the groans from the Anfield crowd. Zinchenko turns, Gabriel plays the ball out towards Martinelli, offering the width on that left-hand side, up against Alexander-Arnold. Helped out by Jesus, inside to Zinchenko. Triangular passing patterns between the Arsenal players, and then Jesus back towards Gabriel. They're comfortable on the ball, they're playing with confidence, and they're in control. Holding, hits it forward, Saka again, looking to get round the back of Robertson. Flag on this near side, up, free kick to Liverpool. At this stage, and we're only 37 minutes in, it's hard to see Liverpool getting it back at this point on the evidence of what we've witnessed.
Yeah, and the way that Arsenal have set up, and their positive play, their body language, their control when they're in the possession. Liverpool have broken that defence, though, that defensive line a few times now, so I'm expecting them to do it more in the second half when Jurgen Klopp's had a chance to have a chat with them. Maybe might change some things, some personnel, but if it stays like this, it could be more.
Back pass from Konate. Alisson didn't have too much time before he could clear. He managed to find Salah on the right, helped out by Fabinho, back to Alexander-Arnold. Arsenal, though, continue to press at every opportunity against Liverpool's back line. As soon as Robertson turns, he's got Saka in front of him. Hurried clearance by Robertson. Given away, went back by Arsenal and Ben White. Ødegaard now out towards Martinelli, 10 yards in from the left touchline, helped out by Zinchenko. Now it's with Holding. Holding finds Ødegaard. Ødegaard to White. White will go back, and now Holding further back to Ramsdale on the edge of his own area. Zinchenko. Ball played forward then by Holding, headed back by Ødegaard. Lovely football by Arsenal, unfazed. Here is Saka, has Robertson behind him, and Robertson just drags Saka down to the ground. Saka was too strong for him.
Yeah, that's where Robertson needs to just keep his cool now. He's had nothing. He's got no joy at all from Saka. He's been too strong. Saka too clever. Robertson's just letting his temper take over his game, calms it down, get back to doing what he does so well and defending.
Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Arsenal lead by 2-0. BBC Radio 5 Live. We're also live on the World Service. Xhaka makes that run forward on that far side, the left. No foul in that challenge with Konate. Xhaka is quickly back to his feet. Ooh, he left one on Alexander-Arnold, and Alexander-Arnold has reacted, and the two of them now square against each other. Konate's involved as well, and Paul Tierney has to settle it down. Well, Xhaka was at fault. He was the one who caught Alexander-Arnold late, but Alexander-Arnold retaliated. Xhaka was actually sent off on his last appearance here at Anfield, and Paul Tierney will just wait for tempers to settle down. Alexander-Arnold reacted angrily. Paul Tierney has called both players towards him. I'd like to see a replay again about Konate. There is the yellow card for Xhaka and for Alexander-Arnold.
Yes, that's a bit naughty. We've just seen a replay there. Xhaka actually leaves one on Trent a good half a second after the ball's been kicked forward. I think he's lucky, Xhaka.
He did raise his arm. It wasn't towards. It was about shoulder height.
Yeah, it was contact after the ball was played, though, so he knew what he was doing. It was premeditated. He knew straight there. I think he was a little bit angry from the Konate challenge.
Play back underway. Here is Curtis Jones for Liverpool, left-hand side. Leaves it now towards Jota with a cut back, and the ball post. No Salah. Liverpool have a goal back. Henderson got the assist. He guided it towards Salah, who couldn't miss running in. Liverpool have reduced the arrears. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2.
It was only going to take a little bit of magic from Mo Salah, a little bit of confidence from that Liverpool side. I did say that they broke the back line a few times and it could happen again. They did it. Gakpo into Jota. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was into Jota. A little flick. Pulls it back. Centre of the goal. Henderson just gets toe on it. It's going wide, but Salah's there in that polo, that position of maximum opportunity. Salah's there, 4 yards out, little touch. Curtis Jones, it was flick. Brilliant, brilliant goal. We have got a game on.
We certainly have. It's a goal that was cheered to the rafters inside Anfield. It was probably cheered down the East Lancs Road as well in the blue half of Manchester. Liverpool have a goal back. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. Ødegaard, Zinchenko. This is the highest scoring fixture in the history of the Premier League, and Liverpool and Arsenal are delivering goals yet again. The crowd are certainly fired up here at Anfield. Martinelli left-hand side to Zinchenko. Martinelli challenged by Alexander-Arnold. Mikel Arteta, his side were coasting towards half-time. Now he'll probably want the half-time whistle just to try and get the troops in at the dressing room and have a word with them and regroup.
Yeah, Trent Alexander there, both arms. Come on, fans, he's got his arms, he's waving his arms from the side of his hips up into the air. Get behind us.
Jesus rolling around, saying he was caught by Konate. He's off the field of play. Oh, look at that, how quickly he came back to his feet. And now he's going to chase after Fabinho. There's a little bit of needle getting into this game now as well. You certainly can't take your eyes off it. Captivating on BBC Radio 5 Live. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. Holding heads it forward. Long, strong header 2. Slipped by Konate. Martinelli goes down, saying he was caught in the face by Konate's right boot. And Xhaka puts it out of play. It's going to be a Liverpool throw. There's going to be a stoppage in play.
It's good, this. I like this. I do like this. Players are flying in, and Trent Alexander's going round like a bit of a madman, and Xhaka's doing the same. Look at the replay here. Konate, did he get Martinelli in the face? Hard to see from those pictures, but this is what I was expecting from this game. Didn't touch his face at all.
Well, not too sure that it did catch Martinelli in the face, but him going down to ground maybe would be tactical in the sense that just to try and disrupt Liverpool in the closing stages. We're inside the last 60 seconds. You can hear the atmosphere for yourself, I'm sure. As Martinelli is on his feet and is just being ushered to the side of the pitch on that far side. Tell you what, that Salah goal sets up the second half, Dion.
Yeah, it does, and you know, it's I don't know, maybe the finishing of Liverpool early on wasn't great, and Salah had his chance one-on-one on the angle, but he didn't hit the target, and this time same position, different outcome. I mean, if it goes in at 2-1, it's game on. Could be even better for Liverpool if they keep playing like they have done in this last 3 or 4 minutes. A bit more confidence in their play.
And if you were sitting at home as a Gooner, I bet you're not sitting very comfortably now. Henderson, right hand side, infield to Gakpo. We're about to find out how much stoppage time there will be here. 4 minutes of added on time. Salah twists his way, right hand side, enters the penalty area. Arsenal working hard, helped out by Jesus. Gakpo had a little kick out there at Jesus, but he manages to run clear, passes the ball forward towards Martinelli. They are putting so much energy into this at Arsenal, working hard off the ball as well as on it. White towards Saka, infield to Partey. Xhaka rolls it forward. Ødegaard finds a little area of space in front of Liverpool's back four. Jesus closed down by Liverpool, re-energised by that goal by Mo Salah. Jesus has stayed down. Play continues, and Zinchenko puts the ball out of play. The Liverpool supporters reacting angrily once again to the antics of the Arsenal players, and it'll be another stoppage. Dion.
Yeah, I think those Liverpool fans are getting frustrated now because Jesus was down about 2 minutes earlier, down by the touchline, and then play continued. He was up on his feet, sprinting about within about 5 seconds, and this one, a bit of contact from Fabinho and Konate, but I think he'll be okay. That's just footballing contact. He's okay, he's on his feet, he's not happy. He's walking, talking, he's breathing, he's okay.
And he's shrugging off some of the Liverpool players who are trying to have a word with him as well. Only adds to the
spice
intrigue.
Is great, isn't it?
Oh, spice. It was never going to be short of any ingredients for to make this. And it certainly is living up to every expectation. As to a chorus of boos, Jesus walks back onto the pitch and he stays out wide on this near side, the right. And now all of a sudden he leaps his way into that challenge, but he's beaten by the Colossus of Van Dijk in the air. And now it's a free kick to Liverpool on the halfway line. We're in stoppage time, 5 live. Arsenal lead by 2-1. Salah, the goal scorer for Liverpool, held up by Gabriel. Back towards Konate. Van Dijk hits the ball forward. White on the cover, heads it away, only as far as Jones. Jones flicks it inside, goes astray. Saka back towards Jones though. Jones runs into trouble in the shape of Holding in the penalty area. Liverpool win it back. Henderson picks out Salah. Right side of the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold, first time effort, far post, beaten out by Ramsdale, driven over by Henderson. Ramsdale reacted well to Jota at the far post, fell to Henderson, first time drive, over the top, goal kick, 2-1 Arsenal.
Big chance, Henderson. What was he, 12 yards out, the ball's rolling to him, all he's got to do is put his laces through the ball. It's a lovely ball out to Salah in the first place, lovely little wedge to the far post. I think Jota keeps it alive, and Henderson, he's just got to get his knee over the ball and just strike through it. Anything on target, I think he scores. It's a big chance just before half-time.
Half-time is going to come at the right time for Arsenal.
It is, because Liverpool are on the ascendancy at the moment, and they're loving it. They're loving the contact and the atmosphere.
What is it about this place? You might have a side that is out of form, as Liverpool are, yet they're always galvanised here at Anfield. Ramsdale clears the ball away downfield. Van Dijk, who has his own formidable record when it comes to the Premier League at home, only 1 loss in 75 games when he started games in the Premier League here. That was to Leeds United. As Curtis Jones loses out to Saka, the referee says he got the ball. Right on midfield, tussle taking part in the middle at the minute. Henderson loses out to Xhaka, cleared away by Holding. Long clearance towards Martinelli, tries to toe in the ball away from Konate, that's no foul, goes to ground, complains to the referee, no chance, he's told to get up by Konate. Alexander-Arnold hits the ball over the top, Salah is away, up against Zinchenko, Liverpool looking to equalise in stoppage time, Salah, shot blocked, comes to the edge of the area, Curtis Jones can't get there, Saka will try and tie things down, and there is respite. What a breathless half of football, half-time whistle sounds, Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. Arsenal look like they're on easy street. Martinelli toe ends them to give them an 8-minute lead. And then all of a sudden, Jesus' downward header before the half hour, they go 2-0 up. Liverpool out of sorts, not posing any real threat. Salah, though, 3 minutes before half-time at the far post, manages to reduce the arrears. Liverpool then come on so strong, and at the moment, Paul Tierney, the referee, is being surrounded by the Liverpool players. And Mo Salah, I think it was the player who was being dragged away. Jordan Henderson having a word with Paul Tierney. I'll just have to check there whether there have been a yellow card that had been shown, but Liverpool are not happy and are voicing their protest towards Paul Tierney. It's all happening. What do you make of that? Absorbing 45 minutes, Dion Dublin.
Outstanding. It's what I wanted to see. I wasn't expecting it to be this spicy. Some great football. Arsenal have been absolutely brilliant for half an hour in that first half, but Liverpool had broken that back line. They did it on several occasions. They nicked a goal, they're back in it, and I just believe it's all level now. I know the scoreline's not, but the attitude of the players and the quality has levelled out.
Anything could happen in the second half. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2.
Yeah, the yellow card definitely came out then. No idea who it was for. Oh, Dion, do we definitely have to have half-time? For the neutrals, it's the last thing you want. That was brilliant.
Oh, amazing, Steve. Atmosphere's great. I mean, the noise when Salah scored at the far post was just incredible. And it stayed at that same decibel until half-time. Quality was better. Liverpool just had a little bit of belief. And I don't know what the formations are. I don't know who's playing where, but it's brilliant.
Let me ask you this, Dion, and I'm not saying Granit Xhaka is to blame for the goal. I know that Arsenal fans sometimes feel he gets criticism he doesn't deserve. But for the majority of that half, we didn't have the needle. The needle started with the Xhaka challenge on Alexander-Arnold, and that woke up Anfield. That has only benefited Liverpool. Arsenal were cruising. Yeah,
you know what, actually, Steve? It was the challenge before that. It was the Konate challenge on Xhaka, which made Xhaka make that challenge on Trent Alexander. So I think they were a little bit frustrated they didn't get a free kick for that. Xhaka took the law in his own hands and he got hold of Trent about a second later. And then all hell's broken loose. It's been absolutely fantastic. I think Robbo got a yellow card as he was coming off the pitch. I think he ran over to the referee and Paul Tierney wasn't having it. Yellow card for Robertson just before they walked into the tunnel.
That was the yellow card that you've seen shown for dissent. So Robertson booked along with Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold, White and Xhaka booked for Arsenal.
I have absolute faith that there'll be a lot more pressure on the officials in the second half, which you don't want to see. But every time Xhaka puts a challenge in, every time it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, they've both been busy all over the pitch. We know we're going to see it. What a half of football. Ian, Dion, thank you very much indeed. So Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2, absolute belter at Anfield. Second half commentary on the way. Before 6:06, we're going to speak to Robbie Savage shortly. 08085 909 693. The lines are open right now. I think we all know there's going to be a lot to talk about. We've got Premier League reaction on the way from Crystal Palace's 5-1 victory at Leeds United as well. All the while, we've got live sport going on, including the Women's Super League, where Leeds Rhinos have been facing York Valkyrie. Dave Woods.
It's full time. And it's finished. Leeds 12, York Valkyrie 34. That's a big statement by York. These two of the three juggernauts of the women's game. So the first game of the season, that's a huge statement. It was quite close at half-time. Holly May Dodds tried just before the break, giving York that slight advantage, 18-12. But they dominated the second half. Liv Gale, Tara Jane Stanley and Ellie Hendry, all scorers. Leeds didn't get a sight of the try line at the other end. 5,308 watched it. Great crowd, great atmosphere. Leeds 12, York 34.
Dave, thank you very much. We've got the Leeds manager Javi Gracia and Crystal Palace goalkeeper Sam Johnston both on the way after the news with Stuart Clarkson.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The father of two British-Israeli women who were shot dead in the West Bank has told their funeral that he's never seen such an outpouring of love. Rina and Maya D, who were 15 and 20 years old, died in a suspected Palestinian attack on Friday. The girl's mother was also injured and remains in a critical condition in hospital. Christians around the world have been celebrating Easter Sunday, with Pope Francis leading thousands of Roman Catholics during a blessing at the Vatican. The 86-year-old left hospital just over a week ago after receiving treatment for bronchitis. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, used his Easter sermon to reflect on conflicts around the world.
We do not lose heart, but we pray and we work for Ukraine and Russia, for Israel and Palestine, with the recent tragedies especially, and for the other so often forgotten struggles of our world, knowing that because of the resurrection, peace, true peace, is no aimless daydream, but a reality offered because Christ was raised from the dead.
The Conservative Party has rejected a suggestion from its leader in Scotland that people should vote tactically in an effort to beat the SNP. Douglas Ross made the comments in an interview with the Sunday Telegraph. He's since told the BBC he'd actually been urging supporters of other parties to back the Tories. At least 4 people have been killed in an avalanche on the Armancet glacier in the French Alps. The French Interior Ministry says 9 more people were involved in the incident. It's understood a group had been hiking in the mountains at the time. And the Health Secretary, Steve Barclay, says the union representing junior doctors is taking a militant stance, and its demand for a pay rise of 35% is unrealistic. Junior doctors working in England are due to walk out for 4 days from Tuesday this week. NHS England says it could be the most disruptive industrial action in the health service's history.
On BBC iPlayer, meet Gordon.
My name's Gordon, but everyone just calls me Flash. Flash Gordon.
Meet Ashley.
I don't know what that is.
Flash Gordon?
Yeah.
He's the comic book hero.
A chance encounter.
Do you know this dog?
No.
I didn't see him. Just didn't.
That's okay. What happened?
This man it was an accident.
Texting, were you?
A modern day love story.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To, what's his name?
Who?
Fluffy Man.
Brand new comedy, Colin from Accounts, starts this Tuesday night on BBC iPlayer.
More live Premier League football than anyone else.
5 Lives Premier League Sunday
with Steve Crossman.
Yeah, welcome back. What a second half we've got on the way at Anfield, where it is Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. So we'll be back with Dion Dublin and Ian Dennis very shortly. Already today, Crystal Palace stun Leeds United 5-1 at Ellen Road to move 6 points and 5 places clear of the relegation zone. Leeds are just 2 points above the bottom 3. Here's their manager, Javi Gracia.
In my opinion, we play very good first half, and at the end of this part, we conceded the goal, important goal in that moment, the draw. And in the second, we tried to keep doing the same things, but everything changed, and they were scoring goals, and it was really hard for us to manage.
That's Javi Gracia. We can also hear from the Crystal Palace goalkeeper Sam Johnston speaking to Gary Flintoff.
First half was tough. Everybody knows Leeds are a good team, and they ran and we couldn't find our rhythm. And then we obviously scored then just before half time. I think that was a very important goal for us. And then second half just was so different, wasn't it? And
did it even surprise you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah, because we struggled first half getting out and creating chances, and then second half was completely different. And it looked like the lads really enjoyed it out there. And once we'd gone a couple of goals ahead, I could relax a little bit.
The one thing Palace have always had is that ability to break with pace and be sharp. That was there to see today, wasn't it? Second half.
Well, yeah, you can see that with the majority of the goals. We've got some really, really good attacking players, and like you said, you saw today what we can do. We're dangerous, and we enjoy this, but we have to go again for next week.
Crystal Palace goalkeeper Sam Johnston. And in the Scottish Premiership, bottom of the table, Dundee United got their first league win since January the 2nd. They beat Hibs 2-1. They're still 2 points below Ross County, who were second bottom after their own victory at St Johnstone on Saturday. It's day 4 at the Masters. The final round is only just about to get underway. Ian Carter is there for us.
Yes, it is. It's getting underway as we speak. They're going to go out in 2 balls. We were wondering in our coverage on Extra whether it would be 3 balls or 2 balls. So the final pair will be Brooks Koepka and Jon Rahm going out, with Koepka leading at 11 under par, Rahm at 9 under par. Both struggled a bit on the back 9, couldn't get things going and really opened the door potentially to other challengers, including Victor Hovland, who is at 8 under par, having come home in 32 in his third round for a round of 70. Patrick Cantlay's in the mix as well at 6 under par, and he will be in the penultimate pairing with Hovland. They will tee off, Steve, at 7:33 your time, so that's 2:33 here, and I think we're destined for what will be a really dramatic conclusion to this, the first major golf tournament of the year.
I'm reliably informed, Ian, that when it gets dark at Augusta, it can get dark very quickly. Are you surprised that they're going out in twos?
A little bit surprised. It's a much better spectacle when they do go out in twos, and they've got until about 10 to 8 local time in the evening until it's absolute darkness, and they've many a time they have finished a Masters in near darkness with playoffs as well. If there's any kind of lengthy playoff that goes to multiple holes, then it could be that we'll be back here again tomorrow. But we've not had a Monday finish since 1983. Seve Ballesteros was the winner there, so maybe an omen for Jon Rahm. Let's see. I think both Rahm and Koepka have to regroup a little bit now to get themselves ready, because they did struggle on that back nine. It is much more pleasant now, the temperature rising a little bit, still a chill in the air, but clear blue skies and a gusting breeze, which really could make things very, very interesting when the players get to Amen Corner, that tricky 12th hole in particular. So, as I say, I'm expecting some real Masters drama in this final round.
And you'll be able to hear it live from 7 on 5 Sports Extra, and then after that here, after 6:06 on 5 Live Sport. Elsewhere in the Champions Cup quarter-finals, La Rochelle beat Saracens 24-10, so they'll face Exeter Chiefs in the semi-finals. In the County Championship, last year's runners-up Lancashire have successfully batted out the final day to draw against defending champions Surrey on the opening weekend. They closed Lancashire on 247 for 3. All results on the BBC Sport website. You can hear the final overs of the matches yet to finish. Our next IPL commentary is tomorrow. Royal Challengers Bangalore against the Lucknow Super Giants. Coverage on 5 Sports Extra from 2:45. It's the final night of the British Swimming Championships at Ponds Forge in Sheffield this evening. Some top quality finals in store. Steve Parry is there for us. I'm hearing it's a bit warm at poolside in Sheffield, Steve.
Yeah, I definitely didn't need the yellow jumper I turned up in, Steve. It's not needed at all. It's got even hotter ever since Arsenal took that 2-0 lead as well. I'm back in Liverpool to score 2 and win the match. But anyway, on to the swimming. The British Championships is the event where they choose the team for Fukuoka, the World Championships later this year. 22 spots up for grabs, and we've got a real fruity event tonight. The curtain closes. It's the men's 200 metres freestyle. John, who's going in that?
Well, what a race that's going to be, Steve. Evening, everybody, because you've got 4 Olympic gold medalists here in individual events or freestyle. And who will ever forget the 200-metre freestyle at the Tokyo Olympic Games when Tom Dean just out-touched Duncan Scott. One of the great finishes, I'd suggest, in British sport, never mind just swimming alone. And those 2 guys are back in the pool tonight as well. You throw in as well the irrepressible James Guy, who's swimming well, and that is a humdinger of a race to end the night tonight.
Yeah, be a right one. I've got Karen Pickering, world champion, sitting next to me, also doing the commentary tonight. Who's your money on there, Karen?
Well, Tom Dean got the better of Duncan Scott in the 200 IM last night, which again was a superb race and potentially, a glimpse of what the World Championships final could look like with the 2 of them going head-to-head. But it was Tom Dean who got the touch and did a personal best time. He really did look good last night, so my money's on him if I had to be pushed, but you just can't ever doubt Duncan Scott getting in the mix.
Yeah, you didn't sound that sure there, Karen. So
I'm backing all of them. I'm on the fence.
We'll move on from that one. But of course, another Olympic medalist in action, Luke Greenbank, goes in the 200 backstroke, John.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how good he looked in qualification this morning, Steve. He is obviously a bronze medalist from Tokyo. Against him in tonight's final, the Commonwealth champion, Brodie Williams. But this meeting is all about young talent as well, Steve. And there's a youngster called Oliver Morgan, who's in lane 4 tonight. He's won the 50 and the 100 already this week. Can he take the big guns down again and win all three? It's a possibility.
Yeah, it'd be an amazing race to see. And finally, Karen, the women's 100 metres butterfly, another one that's really hard to call.
Absolutely, only a second splitting all 8 swimmers in that final, and they'll be looking for a place on the medley relay as well as trying to get the qualifying time. Laura Stevens, one to watch out for. She's already got the 200 fly qualifying time. She'll be going in lane 3.
It's been a good week if your name's been Freya as well on that women's team. Titles all over the place there, John.
Yeah, the freestyler Freya Anderson, she's been really, really good. She's now on a week's holiday, and Freya Colbert, a name for the future, has had a magnificent week as well.
Brilliant. Well, we sit here waiting with bated breath to see the swimming action, Steve, but also a little bit to see if Liverpool can do the bizzo.
If only it was the diving, not the swimming, there'd be a Gabriel Jesus joke in there somewhere, Steve. But I won't be the one to make it, you know. That was probably, to be fair, that was the reaction that line deserved. Certainly that's how the Liverpool fans felt about Jesus and Martinelli a couple of moments during that half. But the facts are that Arsenal lead by 2-1. Looks like the teams are on their way back out. So let's rejoin Dion Dublin and Ian Dennis.
Thanks, Steve. Arsenal came out quite early, actually. Neither side has made a change. I'll run through the two teams now. Alisson in goal, back 4 of Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Konate and Robertson. Midfield 3 of Jones, Fabinho and Henderson. And then Salah, Gakpo and Jota. Salah with the goal for Liverpool just before half-time. Arsenal, who were 2-0 up. Ramsdale in goal, back 4 of White, Gabriel, Holding and Zinchenko. Partey, Xhaka. And then Saka, Ødegaard, Martinelli with Jesus as the lone striker. Paul Tierney is the referee. Liverpool are all in red and are playing from left to right as they attack the Kop end in the second half, and certainly the atmosphere isn't as fervent as it was at the end of that first half, and that's why we're saying it was crucial for that interval, just to let matters calm down to suit Arsenal. Dion Dublin.
Yeah, I think Liverpool were sort of, you know, I don't know, they were winding it up, Liverpool, towards the end of the first half, and they wanted it to continue. Arsenal needed the breather, and everybody just needed to calm down and just take a breath.
6:06 follows, of course. The lines are open. 08085 693 is the usual number to call to speak to Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage. As Martinelli gets away from Alexander-Arnold, still going Martinelli, comes back to the edge of the area. Zinchenko thought about the first time shot, onto his left foot, closed down by Fabinho, falls towards Ødegaard, takes it nicely into his stride, tries to get the shot there, cleared, and then it's away by Liverpool. What was interesting, if you remember back to 2021, and the touchline spat between Jurgen Klopp and Mikel Arteta. Yeah. On that occasion, that fired up the Liverpool crowd. Arsenal ended up losing the game by 4-0. Here, Xhaka, just leaving one a little bit late on Alexander-Arnold, was the catalyst, the little spark then for it all to fire up, a little bit of needle. On the back of that, the crowd get fired up, and within 60 seconds, Liverpool get a goal back. Up until that point, it seemed quite serene for Arsenal, who are attacking now with Martinelli. To Xhaka. Xhaka looking towards Saka inside the penalty area. Konate stood firm and gets the ball away to Salah. Excellent defending, though, by Gabriel, who's marked Salah tightly throughout. Apart from the time when he got the goal back, 42 minutes in. Arsenal attacking the Anfield Road end. Zinchenko, edge of the area, left corner of the box. Back towards Xhaka once more. Sends over a diagonal ball. Jesus ducks underneath it. And it goes out of play and out for a goal kick. But the ball is taken short by Alisson. And if Liverpool can get back to that level where they were at the end of the first half, it could start causing Arsenal more problems. Robertson to Gakpo, turns, spins into the penalty area. Gakpo waits, looking for the opportunity, finds Henderson, edge of the D. Now towards Salah. Salah in the penalty area, chips the ball in. White's tucked in to head the ball away. 8 yards out, only as far as Alexander-Arnold. Out towards Henderson, finds Gakpo, side onto goal. Salah onto his left foot, shot blocked by Zinchenko inside the penalty area. 3 minutes into the second half. BBC Radio 5 live. Also live on the World Service and BBC Sounds, where Arsenal, the league leaders, looking to go back 8 points clear of Manchester City. Ball played in by Alexander-Arnold. Gakpo leaning into Holding. Ramsdale quickly off his goal line. He's actually lost his footing there with the attempted clearance, and it's gone straight back to a Liverpool shirt. Dion.
Yeah, very hectic this second half, first few minutes. Liverpool have come out a different animal in this second half.
Certainly have. Here is Gakpo. Gakpo to the edge of the area. Salah on the overlap. Salah right-hand side, hits the side netting. It was always going to be difficult with that angle, and he was taking it on his left foot rather than cutting it back with his right as he ran into the inside right channel of the penalty area.
Yeah, I actually thought we're just having a replay of this challenge that started the Liverpool break. Konate on Xhaka, full-blooded, studs down, legal tackle, but I think he may have caught Xhaka with a stud on his knees unintentionally. Xhaka's on his feet, everything's okay, and I expected Gakpo to set fire to the ball with his right foot across the keeper, but he just wanted to tease one just down his right shoulder. Salah was making a great run, he was on his right foot. Salah never going to be as potent to finish, and the chance just dwindled.
Just in case you missed it, at the end of the first half, Robertson was the Liverpool player to be shown the yellow card for dissent to referee Paul Tierney. 3 yellow cards for Liverpool, 2 for Arsenal, but in terms of goals it's Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. 5 minutes into the second half, Henderson to Alexander-Arnold. Back it goes then to the Liverpool captain. Van Dijk now in the Liverpool half in the centre circle. Jones takes over and runs forward. He's midway through the Arsenal half with Fabinho. Certainly Liverpool seeing a lot more of the ball in these early stages of this second period and keeping it a lot better than they did at Stamford Bridge in midweek. Salah, Van Dijk, diagonal ball finds Curtis Jones. Jones on the attack into the penalty area. Jones just couldn't get the cut back. Held up by White, cleared by Saka. Alexander-Arnold in that central area wins it back. There's no let-up at the moment. It's all Liverpool in the early stages of the second half as they look for an equaliser. Gakpo coming in now off that left side. Rolls it round the side towards Jones. Passes the ball back. Almost sold Robertson short, but the Scottish international got there. Back with Jones. Flat ball in. Headed away by Holding inside the penalty area. Bounces out towards Van Dijk. Cuts the ball back out towards Jones, midway through the Arsenal half left-hand side. Fabinho now runs into that area behind the Arsenal back line. Now enters the penalty area and wins a corner off the body of Partey. Arsenal are on the back foot.
Yeah, brilliant start from Liverpool. They look sharper. They are happy to have the physical contact now. They're ready for it. They're set. Moving the ball well, and Henderson's dictating the pace of the play. Arsenal at the moment are doing all the defending. They haven't moved from their final third.
That goal that Salah scored was only the 10th goal that they've conceded on their travels for a side that has the best away record in the Premier League this season. They lead by 2-1. Corner kick in front of the Kop, far side the left. It's an in-swinger, hasn't been dealt with by the Arsenal defence. Jota goes down, penalty. Paul Tierney with no hesitation. Jota falling to the floor. Paul Tierney had a good view of it. Arsenal protest. Liverpool have been awarded a penalty.
And I think Mr. Tierney couldn't have been in a better position, I've got to say. He's about 5 yards away. There's a little bit of a melee. It's an in-swinger. The ball drops between about 5 or 6 players. Jota just gets his left foot there first. Holding doesn't see him coming. He thinks he can get to the ball, Holding, and he just takes Jota down. Very, very weak penalty, but it's a penalty all the same.
Henderson at the moment is holding the ball. Mo Salah has just walked away. He's just waiting inside the D. Aaron Ramsdale has actually walked outside of the penalty area. He's just wiped his gloves down on the turf. Ramsdale's been shown a yellow card by Paul Tierney, the third Arsenal player to be booked. Aaron Ramsdale's penalty saving record in the Premier League, he's only saved 1 of 19. He hasn't saved 1 of the 9 that he's faced for Arsenal, and he's up against Mo Salah, who missed of course against Bournemouth last month. But Mo Salah's record from the penalty spot is still nevertheless impressive. 24 from 28 in his Liverpool career. We're 8 minutes into the second half. Arsenal were looking to go 8 points clear when they were 2-0 up, but as Mo Salah runs forward now, oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. left-footed, hasn't hit the target, wide of the left-hand post. Arsenal lead still intact. They could still go 8 points clear of Manchester City.
Not only has he missed it, he hasn't hit the target. Mo Salah, it's a criminal offence not to hit the target when you're taking a penalty. You're the odds-on favourite to come out on top, the taker or the keeper, and he doesn't even hit the post. It's a really poor penalty. He's a world-class player. He's so much better than that. And listen, if I had a mortgage, I'd have put it on him to score.
A let-off for Arsenal. The league leaders still in front on a dramatic afternoon here at Anfield. Liverpool, though, win the ball back. Zinchenko dispossessed by Alexander-Arnold. Header away by Gabriel. Henderson to Jones. Jones tries to get the shot away. Partey was brilliant. Partey got a challenge in, cleared the ball out of play. But Liverpool at the moment, the pressure is unrelenting.
Brilliant from Liverpool. They've come out a different animal altogether. Trent Alexander's making that position work in midfield now. Jordan Henderson's dictating all the play. Gakpo's being strong and holding on to the ball. Curtis Jones is milling about, making things happen. So they're happy to have the ball at their feet.
Gakpo uses his strength, finds Henderson, the return ball. Jota has a shot that was blocked. Xhaka's attempted clearance closed down. Tussles with that bouncing ball with Jota, then he fouls Jota. Referee tells Jota to get to his feet. Remember, Xhaka's on a yellow card. Now a challenge comes in from Fabinho, and that is a yellow card shown to Fabinho, and the yellow cards are certainly totting up. Wouldn't be at all surprised if we were to see red here. What's that? 4 for Liverpool and 3 for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a lazy one from Fabinho on Saka. It's a free kick. Whether it's a yellow card or not, I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely a free kick. The referee's been very busy with that right hand, isn't he? Like, yellow cards are piling out of the pocket.
Paul Tierney, the man in the middle, and a man who's been kept very, very busy. 10 minutes into the second half. Arsenal with the free kick, they'll leave it for Holding. Hits it long downfield. Alexander-Arnold heads it away. Little flick there by Henderson infield to Fabinho, towards Gakpo. Holding was quick to try and close him down. Comes towards Robertson, hits it early. Wind doesn't seem as strong actually in this second half as it did in the first, as it drops, and Martinelli now finds Partey outside the centre circle of the Arsenal half, and he almost got Saka away, making a run from that right touchline into a central area. Robertson will come forward though for Liverpool, far side the left. Robertson, strong running, with a cross on the run, brushes off the head of Holding, only as far as Salah, beaten away by Ramsdale and then cleared by Partey. Excellent save by Ramsdale to keep out that left-footed effort by Salah. Still 2-1 to Arsenal. Alexander-Arnold clips the ball long into the penalty area, drifts away out towards the left-hand side. Ball played back, Curtis Jones, unmarked, left corner of the area, to Fabinho in field, looks for a shot at goal. Struck Gabriel full on in the face. He's gone down. Referee. Whether this is gamesmanship, only Gabriel will be able to tell you that. But he was rocked back, was Gabriel. Paul Tierney can't afford to take that chance if that's floored in from Fabinho.
No, and he can't at all. The shot from Fabinho is 20 yards out, 25 yards out. It's hit with pace. It hits him on the top of the head. And yes, I am. It's got to be a pain. If it hits him on the top, if it hits you on the forehead, then you're okay because you can head the ball with your forehead. But that may have just sort of dazed him slightly. And like you've said, if you don't know where it's hit him, because you're not the player, I was just watching the replay of the Ramsdale save there. I'm expecting Salah to curl that in. It's in that Salah position, just enough the right wing, just about to curl it in the top corner. Ramsdale palms it away. Then you get the Fabinho shot and Gabriel stays down. I think you have to 100% always err on the side of caution, every single time.
And in that sense, the referee, obviously common sense has to prevail, but this is where the players need to. The referee's getting it in the neck.
He has to do it though.
But the players have got to. They've got to help each other. You know, I mean, the fact that you've got 2 physios tending to Gabriel at the moment would suggest that there is something in it. And it's not gamesmanship. Also, what was interesting, and the treatment is still going on, not too sure who initiated it, but the other Arsenal outfield players actually just formed a huddle outside the penalty area. They've come under pressure in these opening 13 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, they have, because Liverpool have been very good. They've come out the blocks really, really quickly in the second half, and they've kind of done to Arsenal what Arsenal have done to them in the start of the game altogether. And just see there might be a substitution.
Thiago's going to be coming on.
Yeah, looking like Thiago's going to be on.
He's missed the last 10 games with a hip injury. His last appearance was early Feb against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Thiago is going to be coming on for Jurgen Klopp's side. We're approaching the hour mark. Don't forget that the final round of the US Masters will be after 6:06 at 8 o'clock. Mark Chapman, Ian Carter and the team. Brooks Koepka has a 2-shot lead going into that final round on 11 under. Gabriel is on his feet. He's being walked off the pitch. Liverpool are about to make the change. Certainly a lot of talking points from this game with Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage. 08085909693. It's going to be a double change, incidentally. Darwin Núñez is also going to be coming on for Liverpool. I noticed in the build-up to the game that Luis Diaz not involved today, but he might be involved for the Leeds United away game on the 17th. Thiago comes on for Curtis Jones. And let's see who Darwin Núñez comes on to replace here as well for that second change for Liverpool. And it's going to be Diogo Jota. So his run without a goal, 32 games, continues. Núñez is on for Diogo Jota. He had such a good record as well, 7 goals in 8 for Liverpool against Arsenal, but unable to add to that tally here today. So we're back underway. That was a lengthy stoppage, which I'm sure has been noted by Paul Tierney. We've got half an hour remaining of normal time. BBC Radio 5 Live, BBC Sounds on the app and the World Service here at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. Zinchenko heads it in field. Xhaka plays the ball back. Now with Zinchenko short of the halfway line towards Martinelli. Martinelli held up by Konate. Takes the ball away from Konate down towards the corner flag. Konate stands firm and wins the challenge. Liverpool have looked much more of a secure unit in this second period and have been the sharper of the two teams. Arsenal are having to show a lot of resolve. Here is Zinchenko, near side the left, playing from right to left. Back with Partey once again. Liverpool have everybody back behind the ball. Ukrainian international Zinchenko, back with Gabriel. That black shirt rippling in the breeze as holding outside the centre circle. Gabriel closed down by Salah, off the shins of Salah, out for an Arsenal throw. What have you made of the second half so far, Dion?
I think it's been brilliant. I think Liverpool have been very, very good. Arsenal have been pegged back just through Liverpool's setup in the second half. Really on the front foot. Thiago's come on now to try and take charge of that midfield area. He'll pick a pass. He'll try those passes that other players won't to try and get his teammates in. Arsenal wanted that break. They wanted the break. They needed the break.
Somebody's just spoken out of turn. Before a throw could be taken, Paul Tierney blew his whistle. Just had a word with Ødegaard. He wasn't too far away from the vicinity of the referee and clearly within earshot, despite the noise inside Anfield this afternoon. Zinchenko midway through his own half, back towards Holding, controls it on his right foot outside the D and then passes the ball forward towards White. 10 yards short of the halfway line, he looks towards Saka. Robertson is there. You think about how many times they got Martinelli in and Saka in that first half down the width. At the minute they can't bring them into the game at the moment, Arsenal.
Yeah, they haven't had the ball because Liverpool have been so dominant on the ball.
Thiago, delightful ball with the outside of his right boot to send Gakpo away. Liverpool get a free kick, says Paul Tierney, in that challenge with Thomas Partey. Just feel at the minute the momentum is with the home side.
It is, yeah, they all want the ball. Gakpo's making some really good runs. Thiago there, lovely ball with the outside of his right boot into that left wing position. Gakpo getting in front of Partey. I think Partey brought him down just through his pace. This is the kind of game that Núñez will be loving, by the way. This is the one he wants to get involved in, Darwin Núñez.
Well, Van Dijk is forward from the back. Fabinho is there as well. Konate lurks behind Martinelli, certainly not short of an aerial presence for this free kick. 10 yards inside from the left touch line, attacking the Kop end, playing from left to right. Alexander-Arnold leaves it, Robertson to take it, swings it over now, over the head of Van Dijk, as it arced its way across. Van Dijk tries to roll away from Gabriel and wins a corner. It's all Liverpool.
Yeah, it is, and you know what Liverpool are doing? They're winning all those individual battles, the strength and the determination to get to the ball first, making sure that the fans know that they are up for it physically as well as mentally. Outswinger this time, Trent Alexander.
Alexander-Arnold on this near side, the right. Arsenal have everybody back. Two lurk just outside the penalty area, Thiago and Henderson. Alexander-Arnold now, outswinger, Salah, header, flicked on by Nunez, flicked up rather, then it rolls off his own chest, keeps the ball in play, out of the penalty area he goes on the left-hand side. At an arm's distance is Zinchenko, preventing him from getting the ball over. Nunez dancing around the ball a little bit, and eventually gets away from Zinchenko. Can he deliver the ball? No. Zinchenko back goal side. That was a little standoff between the two. Henderson now switches play. Alexander-Arnold takes it high on the chest, sends over a first-time cross from the right, up towards Nunez, rolls up his chest into the path of Konate, hooks it to keep it alive for Liverpool. Still the pressure remains. Nunez outside the penalty area, left-hand side. Gakpo wants it, stays onside. Gakpo towards the byline, then rolls it back 25 yards out from goal. Henderson clips in the cross, headed away by Gabriel. Jesus, good footwork by Jesus, and then lifts it, and the release ball now finds Martinelli. Counter-attack is on for Arsenal. Martinelli up against Robertson. Robertson gets the foot into the challenge. Martinelli forced away from the penalty area, looks for some support, plays it back. Jesus midway through the Arsenal half, back towards Xhaka. Xhaka makes the run forward, back towards Martinelli. Still Arsenal have it level with the Liverpool penalty area. Now inside towards Zinchenko. 65 minutes played, Arsenal lead by 2-1. Martinelli stands still. Time stands still on what has been a frenetic afternoon at times. Zinchenko, Gabriel, back inside their own half they go. Holding opens it up. Arsenal try and wrestle back a little bit more control. Forward ball towards Saka, running forward. White's going to go on the overlap. Saka feeds it towards White, strikes his heels back towards Saka, flicks it into the path of Ødegaard, makes his way down the right hand side of the penalty area, and with a little ricochet off the corner flag, it'll be a Liverpool throw in that corner of the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand, and Arsenal still lead by 2-1.
Yeah, they're probing Arsenal. Nice little bit of possession there for Arsenal, but they didn't get anywhere with it. They had control in the first half. Liverpool were flying out at the black shirts, and the black shirts were playing around Liverpool. Now Liverpool are taking their time and choosing the moments to squeeze.
Here is Gabriel. It came quickly under pressure from Gakpo. It cannoned away off the ankles of the Dutch international, and it will be an Arsenal throw, who are abiding their time to take that throw on that far side, the right, just shy of the halfway line with White. And eventually White gets the ball back from Zinchenko. The two fullbacks continue to exchange the ball. White hits it long over the head of Gabriel Jesus and taken back inside his penalty area by the feet of Alisson. We're approaching the midway point to the second half. It's on a knife edge, this game, and certainly the title race feels like that way too. It could still swing either way between Arsenal and Manchester City. So much resting on this game. 5 Live here at Anfield. Next week we turn our attentions to the Champions League on Tuesday and Wednesday. Manchester City, of course, kick off that action at home to Bayern Munich. As Virgil van Dijk runs forward, Robertson's gone on a run through the inside, not required. Van Dijk didn't keep the ball in play, and it'll be an Arsenal throw.
Yeah, I don't know why Van Dijk there didn't just play that ball over the right back of Arsenal. Robertson was in there, Nunez was in there, just overhit it, put it into an area, turn Arsenal around, but he tried to play a bit of intricate football, didn't pay off.
2-1 to Arsenal. All the goals coming in the first half. Throw for Arsenal on the right hand side, headed away by Van Dijk. Robertson turns, downfield it goes, met though first time by an alert holding just short of the halfway line. Out of play it goes for another throw. That momentum that Liverpool had been building has just subsided, albeit temporarily, as they go back towards Alisson. Henderson makes the run forward. Salah now collects that forward ball from Alisson. A little bit of space here for the Egyptian. Henderson makes the run ahead of him. Henderson right hand side delivers the cross, and running back in his own penalty area, Holding's forced to concede the corner kick.
Yes, Henderson there, an underlap, went inside Mo Salah, inside Zinchenko, and he just tried to put the ball in the box. Gets blocked. Liverpool are playing so much better now, getting players in the right areas. Robertson's going at the right time, Trent's going at the right time.
Alexander-Arnold waits to take the corner kick on the right-hand side. Left arm aloft, right-footed corner kick. Now just curling away from goal. Nobody meets it, bounces out of the penalty area. Retrieved by Thiago. Thiago now lifts it back into the air. Van Dijk has stayed forward, gets his head on it. Cleared away on the volley by Holding, only as far as Alexander-Arnold. Volleys the ball over towards the far side. Nunez pops it up. Downward header by Gakpo, cleared away by Partey 6 yards out. Still Arsenal lead by 2-1. We've got 21 minutes remaining. But Liverpool are forcing Arsenal back. This was the sort of test that many had anticipated that Arsenal might have experienced in the first half. Certainly for the first half an hour they didn't. Arsenal were very comfortable. But that goal from Salah after 42 minutes has certainly changed the complexion. But Arsenal still in front. Thiago. Fabinho links up with the Brazilian. And now the ball is spread out towards Mo Salah, coming in off the right touchline. Has Henderson again, first time cross, cleared only as far as Salah, showed too much to Gabriel, sweeps it away to safety for Arsenal. If Arsenal can win this, they'll require 20 points for the title, but the next 20 minutes are going to seem like an eternity as they still lead by 2-1. Gakpo, far side, rolls it back. Robertson waits. A crowd that were frustrated in the first half, a home crowd, are now appreciative and are supportive as they know that Liverpool are doing their utmost to get back on level terms. Salah, this is more like the Liverpool that they'd expect to see. Salah, Fabinho, now out towards Thiago. Thiago curls in the cross, that's too deep, and a leaping Ramsdale will make sure that it goes behind for a goal kick. 2-1 Arsenal, Dion Dublin.
Yeah, too deep there, Arsenal can't get out at all. Liverpool just in that midfield. Thiago's come on, he's taken charge, trying to whip everything in. Gakpo's looking after the back three as well. Gabriel, Ben White, Holding, they just cannot get up the pitch. Partey's actually playing in that back four, making it a back five out of possession as well.
Liverpool unbeaten in 6 home games in the Premier League since Leeds United won at the end of October. It's their only defeat in 36 Premier League games at home. They're behind with 19 minutes remaining. Arsenal 2-1 up, 5 live. Fabinho. On that far side and the stretch, couldn't get there. Ødegaard now has it midway through the Liverpool half to Zinchenko just outside the centre circle. Central area, runs forward. Zinchenko finds Martinelli. Martinelli tries to wriggle clear. Van Dijk though, right place, right time, back towards Alisson. Clearance will only go towards Gabriel. Gabriel up towards Xhaka on the chest, goes to ground far too easily. Henderson now takes advantage. Well read though by Partey. He's had a fine game, Thomas Partey there for Arsenal. Wins the ball away from Nunez, goes into another challenge against Canate. Out of play, it goes for a throw. You couldn't call this one, Dion?
No, not at all, and that's Partey there. He was the deepest man, he had to be the deepest man because Salah was away down the right-hand side. But he just played that defensive role perfectly. And then Canate and Partey, full-blooded challenge in front of 2 managers.
They finished in the top 4 of all of Jurgen Klopp's 6 full seasons. The top 4 might be beyond them this time, but they're still looking to finish the season with a flourish, bearing in mind that 6 of their remaining 10 games, including this one, are here at Anfield, and they're still looking to try and salvage something from this fixture as they trail by 2-1. Awarded a free kick, right-hand side. Not quite level with the penalty area. Liverpool all in red from left to right. 5 live and BBC Sounds. Alexander-Arnold waits to take it.
Get this one on the money, it could be dangerous.
Ramsdale waits. With the exception of Jesus and fractionally Ødegaard, every other outfield player is back in the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold sweeps over the free kick, goes off the head of Fabinho, but away from the penalty area it will drop. The Brazilian then will head the ball and then touches the ball back, and then Ødegaard gets a foot into the challenge and does enough to take it out of play for a Liverpool throw. On the halfway line, taken quickly by Thiago. If you're an Arsenal fan, 17 minutes of normal time remain. Here now is back with Robertson. Back now to Allison, out of his penalty area midway through his own half. Thiago looking to orchestrate. Konate finds Thiago inside the centre circle. His forward ball though has gone astray to Zinchenko. Zinchenko kept the ball. Xhaka releases Martinelli onside, left hand side running forward. Martinelli with pace enters the penalty area. Martinelli towards Saka, might reach Saka, no. Just diving at the right time was Alisson. It went fractionally behind Saka. The counter-attack almost paid dividends for Arsenal. Zinchenko now wins that challenge against Salah and he runs forward. Zinchenko crosses the ball towards Saka. Just outside the penalty area, right corner of the box, Arsenal lead 2-1. Ødegaard steadies himself, places it, saved by Alisson away towards his right.
This is a good game. Arsenal having their moments now. Saka, I thought, could have taken on Robertson. Robertson, on that occasion, really working hard to make sure that Saka doesn't have a tap-in at the far post. Arsenal have scored lots of goals like that. Martinelli down the left, Saka at the far post. Good defending from Liverpool.
Almost a quarter of an hour remains. Holding in a chase with Nunez, takes no risks, cuts the ball out of play for a Liverpool throw in front of the main stand near side the right. Nunez will take the throw himself. I think he was quite happy for Alexander-Arnold, and eventually, after a little bit of deliberation, here is Alexander-Arnold, who spins the ball on his right hand. Nunez is short, Henderson is available too. Apart from that, not many other options, but he manages to find Salah, who runs towards the byline. In front of the Kop end, back towards Alexander-Arnold. Zinchenko heads his header away, drops to the edge of the area. Fabinho gets a foot into the challenge, cleared away then by Saka. Hooked clear. Robertson goes back towards Alisson. Alisson waits, no pressure on the Liverpool goalkeeper. He finds his fellow countryman Fabinho, tracked by Ødegaard, back towards Konate. Liverpool patient. Fabinho under pressure, hits it forward, and that ball will allow Zinchenko to tidy it up. Back pass towards Ramsdale, time for him to touch it and then clear it right-footed. Bouncing ball to Jesus, did well, looked to try and lay it off towards Ødegaard, but Thiago was there to help win it back. Liverpool have been the better side second half.
Yeah, they've done exactly what Arsenal done to them in the first half. What a ball, what a
Searching ball finds Gakpo. Gakpo keeps the ball in play, left-hand side, runs way back from the byline. He's now 25 yards out from goal, being forced away from the penalty area by Thomas Partey. What a job he has done as a shield for Arsenal in that midfield, so crucial to the Arsenal cause. Alexander-Arnold to Salah. He indicates that he wants Henderson to go out ahead of him, and here is Henderson, level with the penalty area on the right, back towards Salah. Salah to Alexander-Arnold. Every Arsenal player is back behind the ball. Firmino is going to be coming on very, very soon. That's not a good sign for Arsenal, given his record, as now it's with Jesus, who chips the ball towards Saka. Just briefly touches the top of his left boot. He now runs forward, looks for the return from Jesus. Konate made a good crunching challenge on Jesus. Liverpool have won the ball back. Nunez is overhit that. Oh, it might fall towards Gakpo. It would have been a lucky ricochet off the knees of Zinchenko, but Ramsdale was there.
Those fullbacks going into midfield is working for Liverpool in this half because they're moving the ball quicker. They're overloading that midfield. They are getting more possession. Partey and Zinchenko and Ødegaard are not getting their own way. They haven't been on the ball at all. I think Jurgen Klopp may have had a few choice words. Come on, lads, speed it up.
It's going to be his third substitution at the second opportunity to make a change. Henderson meanwhile comes forward. Salah looking to turn, tries to roll away from Xhaka. Xhaka under pressure, back towards Ramsdale. Ramsdale clears the ball away. 13 minutes remain. Arsenal still lead by 2-1. Roberto Firmino waits on the sideline. Saka meanwhile is over the halfway line. Inside, right of the centre circle to Ødegaard, who hits a weighted ball out towards Martinelli. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Martinelli nicks it towards Saka, pops up, Saka tries to get the angle away, drifts out of play, out it goes for a goal kick, and now the change can be made. A high five from Jurgen Klopp, and it's going to be Fabinho who is going to be coming off to replaced by Roberto Firmino. Firmino 10 goals in 14 league appearances against Arsenal. No Liverpool player has scored more against Arsenal in their league history.
Yeah, he's a quality player. Everything about him is quality, his touch, everything, his vision. It doesn't surprise me at all that Jurgen Klopp has turned to Firmino at this stage of the game as well.
12 minutes remain. Salah sent clear. Gabriel goes back with him. Where did that last touch come? It came off for Salah. He was looking towards a corner, but the assistant referee and Paul Tierney had that one covered, and instead they say that it is a goal kick.
What a game. What a game we've got. Still in the balance. Liverpool still need to do more substitutions, but Liverpool have really got to just turn the heat up just a little bit more now, just to try and get themselves level. Because they've had all the ball, but they haven't scored that all-important second goal yet.
Leandro Trossard, who scored a hat-trick here at Anfield earlier this season, is coming on. And in fact, it's going to be a double change as well. Jakub Kiwior, Polish defender, is going to be coming on. So Trossard will replace Gabriel Jesus. Got the second goal with a header. We'll wait to see who Kiwior will come on. This is only his third appearance. He made his Premier League debut at Crystal Palace. So they're just trying to work out the electronic board. There eventually is Jesus for Kiwior. And then it's going to be Ødegaard who's going to be coming off. So they're going to go with three at the back. The Arsenal captain is coming off, Ødegaard. He's in no hurry. I remember being at the Emirates in January, and when Newcastle were taking their time at various instances like this, Arteta was apoplectic against Eddie Howe on that occasion.
Seems quite calm at the moment.
He seems quite relaxed and quite happy for Arsenal to bide their time for what has been the most lengthy of double substitutions.
Hands in his pockets, just kicking out the wind there, just chilling out in his technical area.
What a massive 10 minutes remain in the title race. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. 2012, since Arsenal last won at Anfield with goals from Lucas Podolski and Santi Cazorla. Will the goals today from Martinelli and Jesus banish that barren spell as Salah turns, hooks it into Nunez? Good save by Ramsdale. He was one-on-one. Ramsdale made the key save. Nunez just couldn't get the elevation as he was played in first time by Salah. And it's the second excellent save that Ramsdale has made after that penalty miss, as Salah now shoots into the side netting. Salah missed the penalty after 53. Ramsdale has kept out a Salah effort, and now that one from Nunez.
Yeah, I really fancied Nunez, I've got to say. It's a lovely ball around the corner. I mean, Bobby Firmino starts it off. Salah sees out the corner of his eye, just turns it round the corner, straight down the centre of the pitch. Nunez is being chased, gets away from his man. He's one-on-one. Holding can't get back to him, but it's a big left arm from Ramsdale. Tries to do the right thing, Nunez, but it's a very, very good save.
8 minutes remain here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 2. Ball cleared away, but only as far as Van Dijk towards Thiago. Kiwior, Gabriel and Holding of the back three. White and Zinchenko, the wing backs. Here is White, passes the ball, gives it actually away towards Firmino. And there was Holding, but has actually conceded a corner kick under pressure. Oh, offside, flags up, won't count, won't be a corner. Instead it'll be an Arsenal free kick.
Yeah, the 1-2 was in towards Firmino, but Holding got there first, and his first touch was heavy, and Firmino did try and get on the end of that ball, but yeah, the linesman seen. Let's have another look at this one. Yeah, is he offside? Yeah, he's. Oh, is he? Yeah, just a little bit offside there, which is enough.
The familiar voice of Dion Dublin on BBC Radio 5 Live with now 7 minutes remaining. Mikel Arteta in that technical area, arms folded, watching on. Anxiously, no doubt, as Partey, his header forward towards Trossard. Tied it up by Van Dijk, back towards Alisson, forward ball to Thiago. Thiago caught by Xhaka. Xhaka makes the challenge and wins the ball back, but there was Alexander-Arnold with the interception. And then a lucky deflection off Henderson takes it back to Alisson. Henderson wanted the ball desperately on this near side, the right. Alisson waited, picked out Thiago. Liverpool will come again. Firmino now running forward, passes the ball out towards Robertson. Thiago's early ball, Gakpo doesn't stick, loses the ball. Arsenal now have it, and Trossard on the right hand side. Trossard has got an area of space to run forward for Arsenal, still protecting a slender lead. He crosses and they win what feels like a rare foray into Liverpool territory in this second half. 2-1 Arsenal, they have a corner.
Yeah, they do, and Saka's had a bit more of the ball in the last few minutes and just trying to get themselves back into this game. Liverpool have been very, very good. Energy's been good. It's no good having all the possession though and not scoring at all. I mean, Saka's taken the slowest walk over to the far left-hand corner to take this in-swinger. Slow, he can't walk any slower.
He's going to get a yellow card. Paul Tierney is not tolerating any time wasting. Saka is booked, and that takes the yellow card count to 8. 6:06 is coming up. 08085909693. The final round coverage of the US Masters, where Brooks Koepka has a 2-shot lead. Will follow at 8 o'clock live on 5 Live. Closing stages here in this game at Anfield, and the header from Gabriel was straight at Alisson from that corner kick from Saka, right into his midriff. It's an underarm throw out. Probably the only chance that Arsenal have created second half. Here now is Salah. Back with Alexander-Arnold. Forward ball towards Salah. Missed that penalty in this second period. Can't deliver the first time cross. Henderson can. Dropping to his knees was Gabriel. That was alert thinking from Gabriel. As Martinelli gives the ball away. Runs into trouble. Liverpool have it back. Firmino can't thread it short towards Alexander-Arnold. And it breaks towards Saka. He's got Trossard up going with him. Saka waits, edge of the area. Saka looks for a sight of goal. Holds onto the ball, wriggles away in between the two players, cuts it back. Trossard had gone towards the near post, and it goes all the way towards the far side. And Alisson will pass the ball out of the penalty area as Liverpool come again. Under 5 minutes remain. Nunez running forward. Nunez goes in between Partey and White, and that will be a free kick to Arsenal.
It actually feels like the second half's only just started. It's gone so quickly. I mean, we're at 85 minutes at the moment, and so much has happened at both ends. Great chance with the header for Gabriel, just puts it into the hands of Alisson from the corner. But Liverpool are still behind. Arsenal are hanging on at the moment.
It doesn't matter what division your team is when you're at this stage of the season, whether you're pushing for a title, promotion, playoffs or fighting relegation. You look at the various permutations. Arsenal knew coming into this game they needed 23 points for the title. A draw would have kept it still in their own hands. However, if they then were to lose at the Etihad, you could be talking about potential goal difference to settle the title. But they're leading by 2-1 as Robertson sends over a cross. Partially cleared by Arsenal, only as far as Salah. To Henderson, 3.5 minutes remain. Liverpool looking for an equaliser. Alexander-Arnold away from Zinchenko, by the byline, crosses the ball towards the far post. Liverpool have equalised. Roberto Firmino makes it 2-2, and Liverpool have fought back, and Arsenal have squandered a 2-goal lead. Roberto Firmino, who scored more goals in Liverpool's league history against Arsenal than any other player, he's at it again. It's 2-2.
Trent Alexander, wow, what a great bit of skill down the right-hand side. I've got to tip my hat to Jordan Henderson as well. Didn't panic, didn't go backwards, he's out on the right wing, level with the 18-yard box. He just leaves it into Trent Alexander. Trent Alexander, I think he puts it through the legs of Zinchenko, wedges it to the far post, and Bobby Firmino, he just pulls off at the back post, and it's so tempting to head the ball when it's looped into you, but he just lets it hit his head, takes the pace off it, and it just drops into the back of the net. Brilliant header, what a comeback.
Tierney has just replaced Zinchenko. Arsenal are making defensive changes. They're hanging on now for the point. They've gone to a back three. They brought Tierney on instead of Zinchenko, who was just beaten in that duel. Liverpool now are thinking, we're going to go for the 3 points. They were 2-0 up. It's now 2-2. We're back all square at Anfield. And when that goal went in from Roberto Firmino, 11 goals now in 15 league appearances against Arsenal, you could hardly hear yourself think. Van Dijk out towards Robertson. We've got under 2 minutes of normal time remaining. It's a raucous Anfield. The winless run might be extended. Can Arsenal still pick up a precious point? They've got still work to do as Liverpool concede a free kick in the Arsenal penalty area. The amount of substitutions that have been made, you've got to be thinking of at least another 4, maybe 5 minutes of added on time.
Yeah, and Jordan Henderson there saying to Konate, I don't want that crossfield ball, get the ball to Trent, get the ball to Salah, go down the right hand side, that's where we're getting the joy. Tierney's just come on, he's not up to speed, that's where he wants it, Jordan Henderson, down Liverpool's right.
If you've just tuned in to BBC Radio 5 Live, Liverpool are not winning. Indeed, their winless run might be extended to 5 games, but they were 2-0 down and they fought back to 2-2. Tierney with a low left-footed shot that he screwed wide.
Good effort that by the way, Tierney. It's a good chance. Into the 18-yard box, snapshot, should have hit the target.
We're about to find out how much added on time there will be.
Got to be 6, isn't there? 6 maybe? 5 or 6, I'd have thought.
Well, 6 is the lead that Arsenal's advantage over Manchester City will be. They, of course, have got games against West Ham next weekend and Southampton at home before they travel to the Etihad in 2.5 weeks' time. Holding clears. Here is Martinelli. 6 minutes, Dion's called it. 6 minutes of added on time. Martinelli, meanwhile, comes forward. Then he holds and turns away from Thiago. Firmino wins the ball back for Liverpool. Martinelli tries to come back at Firmino. Arsenal do dig it out, and now it's with Xhaka. What a fascinating contest this has been here at Anfield this afternoon. We're in added on time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Now it's with Tierney. He'll go on the outside of Alexander-Arnold. We've hardly seen much of Arsenal as an attacking force in this second half, but they've just awarded a corner kick as they attack the Anfield Road end, playing from right to left. Can only really recall the Gabriel header from a corner on the other side. But the black shirts have gone forward and Liverpool have got everybody back. Trossard is to take it in front of that Arsenal travelling support. The first minute of the additional 6 has gone. Trossard with the corner. Alisson, good, commanding take inside his penalty area and throws the ball out to Alexander-Arnold, who pops up on the left-hand side. He's got Nunez streaking ahead of him. Alexander-Arnold drifts in field, finds Salah with the aid of a deflection. Now Henderson, right corner of the area. Henderson back towards Salah. Alexander-Arnold shoots just over the top. 25 yards out, couldn't keep it down. Goal kick, 2-2.
Yeah, that's where I think he could make a difference for Liverpool if they get this formation where he drifts into midfield correct. He's got a great right foot. He just tries to do the keeper with the eyes, pace and power, bend, dip, the whole lot on that one. Couple of yards over the bar, but Liverpool getting it to the danger men.
Arsenal's winning run of straight, well, they were looking for 8 straight wins in the Premier League. They last achieved that 8 years ago. That will end, but they will still go unbeaten in 10 in all competitions, and they will still remain in the box seat as far as the title race is concerned. And that's all that the Arsenal fans will be content about at this stage. Although they would have dreamt and wished for so much more when they were 2-0 up. They'll just hope to hang on to what they've got now with 3.5 minutes of added on time remaining for what has been a pulsating game. Thiago. Diagonal ball out towards Salah, up against Tierney. Tierney with a challenge. Last touch came off Salah. Wave of the hand in frustration from the Egyptian at that decision from the assistant referee. And it will be an Arsenal free kick, level with their penalty area, and by my watch we are halfway through the minimum of 6 minutes to be added. Here is Gakpo inside. Firmino. Robertson joins the attack. Central area just outside the D, controls it. Salah! Oh, he's placed it over. The flag had stayed down too. He's inside the 6-yard area. It came at him very, very quickly, but he couldn't keep it down right-footed, and into the cop it goes, and we remain at 2-piece.
Yeah, it's a great little ball from, I think it's from Robertson there. Just leaves it in there for Salah. I think Tierney might have had a little bit of Salah there. I think he was offside anyway, Salah, but I think Tierney was holding him back there, so he got lucky. I think Salah may have put that away. Yeah, he's grabbed him there, you know, Tierney on the far post. No, it doesn't matter now, but yeah.
He actually stayed on his feet, to his credit, did Mo Salah. Tried to retain his balance. Goal kick taken by Ramsdale. 2 minutes remain. Liverpool, though, are not finished yet. Salah running forward. Up against Gabriel. Salah enters the penalty area right-hand side. Gabriel gets a good block in against Salah. But Salah to Henderson, just in from the touchline level, the penalty area on the right, towards Thiago. Nice little play by Thiago. Alexander-Arnold to Salah, goes for the curler. What a save by Ramsdale. Fingertip save by Ramsdale to take it away from goal. That was going in. Behind it goes for a corner kick.
Wow, what an effort. Mo Salah in that area there, that left wing area, just inside the box, curling it into the top corner. It's dropping in. It's actually dropping in the top corner. And what a save, fingertip from Ramsdale. The quality's getting better.
Ramsdale has made 3 important saves for Arsenal in this second half. Stoppage time 2-2. Corner on the left, headed away by Holding. We're about to enter the last 60 seconds of normal time here on 5 Live. Thiago to Alexander-Arnold. 30 yards out from goal. Chips it into the penalty area. Nunez with a downward header. Kanate tried to smuggle the ball over the line. Ramsdale there again. Salah goes to ground, appealing for a penalty. Arsenal bring the ball clear. Counter-attack is on for Arsenal. Saka's through the middle here if Martinelli can find him. Martinelli to Saka. Alisson's outside of his penalty area. End to end.
What a game. What a finish to this game.
Nunez now lifts it across towards Salah, leans into Tierney. Referee Paul Tierney gives the free kick in favour of Kieran Tierney. 20 seconds remaining. Oh my word, Ramsdale there. Kanata, I think it bounced off his chest as he tried to smuggle it over the line, and Ramsdale again was there at the right place, right time. He deserves a pat on the back today, does Aaron Ramsdale. Because he has, well, if they pick up the point, instrumental. And in fact, they do pick up a point. Arsenal's lead at the top of the table is 6 points. It could have been 8, but it so could easily have been less than that had it not been for Mo Salah squandering a penalty, or the brilliance of Aaron Ramsdale. But what a contest. Arsenal were 2-0 up, Liverpool fought back. Arsenal's winless run at Anfield continues, but I'm sure that Mikel Arteta will take the point in this title race that could still go right the way to the wire.
I think if you look up in the dictionary a Premier League football match, just get this one out, dig this one out. This just sums up the Premier League. There was pace, there was tackles, physicality. The referee, I think, yes, he did give out a lot of yellow cards, but he let most of it go. Tried to let it flow as well. Difficult game to referee, but I think all the players really gave it everything. They wanted to win the game. Nobody sat back, and I think in the end it's the correct result.
Arsenal have certainly had to show plenty of resolve. They remain in the box seat in the title race. It's finished at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2.
And Dion Dublin, they both left absolutely everything out there.
Brilliant, Steve, it was amazing. You know, the substitutes that came on for both sides were absolutely brilliant. The fans played their part. Arsenal fans in the first half, Liverpool fans in the second half. Physicality, challenges, you know, chest to chest. It was brilliant, honestly, everything about it was great. I mean, the save at the end from Ramsdale, you've got to see it to believe it, because Salah's just curling it into the top corner, doing what Salah does, and it's more or less in. And then this hand comes from nowhere, and it is a fingertip, one finger on the tip of it. Brilliant, brilliant.
There are many, many reasons to watch Match of the Day for this game tonight, and that save is one of them. Because that's the thing, Dion. You know, that's the goalkeeper's equivalent of a striker whipping one into the top corner. It was that good.
Yeah, it was. It was an amazing save. He did it on several occasions as well, Ramsdale, today. I mean, the change in persona and body language from the Liverpool players in the second half was clear to see. They nicked the last 10 minutes of the first half. Arsenal dominated this game for the first half an hour, 35 minutes, and then Liverpool got shook up by a couple of challenges and everything changed. Balanced out in the end, Steve, it really did, on the pitch and with the result.
I've just seen, I don't know if you could see down there, Ian, but a very lucky fan has just got Aaron Ramsdale's shirt. That one is definitely not for eBay.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see that. There are so many international broadcasters here, and the gentleman in front of all stood up, so it's very, very hard to actually see the Arsenal supporters at this stage due to the bodies in front of us. But I knew that Mikel Arteta, before they did stand to their feet, had gone over to acknowledge the Arsenal support. I think Mikel Arteta would have taken it ahead of kick-off. I think they'd have taken the point. But when you're 2-0 up, he'd have been thinking of all three. But then he'll certainly be pleased with the resolve that they showed in the second period to keep Liverpool at bay, because Liverpool came on very, very strong. And as Dion Dublin says, fair result. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2.
I suppose the other thing, Dion, is, you know, if you're 2-0 up and draw 2-2 when you're going for the title, obviously that's going to be deflating. But given the way Liverpool finished this game, do you think this will feel like a good point eventually?
I think so. I think so in the cold light of day. Not today, not tonight, but yes, I think when they get back to the training ground and they have a look at the game, they'll think, well, you know what, we've done okay to get out with a point, because they did actually they took charge of the game from the first whistle. They took charge of the game. Arsenal, they were outstanding. Then Liverpool came into it. That challenge, Konate on Xhaka, that just started everything. That lit the touch paper, and everything just changed into Liverpool's favour from that moment on.
Dion, I mentioned the bullet header you scored in front of the cot for Aston Villa. This Firmino header, that was a different header. Just tell us,
it was.
How difficult is it to be calm enough to be that deft in that situation?
The thing is, Steve, when the ball's coming to you as well at that far post, it's a lovely bit of skill from Trent Alexander. He got Meggs on Zinchenko, he got to the byline, he just chipped it. He wasn't looking for anybody, he was trying to find an area. Bobby Firmino was backing off towards that area. Now, if you head it, and if you go, what I mean by that, if you bring your head back and then really try and head it, the ball's going to go over the bar. He just has to guide it with enough pace so the defenders can't get there and it doesn't go over the bar. It's so difficult to do because you've got such a small margin for error. It's an excellent header, an amazing finish from a brilliant player.
You wonder, Dion, what that can do for Liverpool, but the short answer is, you just don't know. You've beaten Manchester United 7-0. Can't change things, then what will?
Yeah, I know. Listen, they were, I mean, everything about it. I'm taking away the football now. Forget the football side of it. I just think their attitude and body language in the second half was so much better. The physicality was better. Every duel they wanted to, and you could hear the fans. You know, Van Dijk won every header. Konate was cool on the ball. Trent Alexander, who I don't think had a great first half, was brilliant in the second half. And they want to see more of that from their players.
And Ian Dennis, let's just finish on this then, because we're in the rarest of positions now when you can have a title race where two teams have it in their own hands. Of course Arsenal do, but with a game in hand and with the game against each other to come, so do Manchester City. Yeah,
I mean, the draw now means that if Arsenal were to lose at the Etihad, it could go down to goal difference that settles the title. Arsenal, of course, have got the advantage now of playing 2 league games. West Ham United away next Sunday, Southampton at home on the 21st. Before that trip, 17 days time at the Etihad. Because of Manchester City's involvement, they've only got 1 league game. That's against Leicester City. And having watched Leicester yesterday and Manchester City's current form, then I think that's a bank of 3 points for Manchester City. So there's no margin for error now. I think that's fair to say for either side.